what is the origin, the provenance of the great affection and attraction for the large ass? Like why?
That's a good question.
Why is?
Do you like fat asses?
No.
You don't like a fat old ass?
I do not. No, I don't, sir.
Damn.
No.
You're missing out.
I am not. We all have our taste, okay? I don't like sushi. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It's just opinion, taste.
You ever felt a fat old ass? Like, squeeze it?
I mean, there have been asses, I'm sure, that have been in my hands that are larger than the average, but like, if I'm picturing the same thing that you're describing, I do not want to picture it. I've seen it and I wish I could unsee it. No, I do not like avoirdupois of that nature to an excessive degree. My friend Killer Mike, do you know Killer Mike?
Yeah, I know Killer.
He's the greatest.
Yeah,
Mike Render.
Good dude.
He took me to the Blue Flame in Atlanta.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sure
that's the home of it right there.
Right. I mean, there's another club in Atlanta. I remember somebody was telling, he's going to probably take you there. And
Magic City?
Probably that.
Yeah.
And he said, that's for tourists. I'm going to take you to the real place.
Yeah, Blue Flame is the hood.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
We got some hard looks.
Yeah.
And I was with Mike's like the king of Atlanta.
Yeah, you good.
I know, but thank God. He said to my security guy at one point, I hope you can fight because I don't know if I can handle everybody.
Yeah.
And then we were just sitting there.
Mm-hmm. Did he take you during the day or at night?
A day.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Wiz, if you're going to the strip club in the day, come on.
They go to strip club during the daytime in Atlanta.
People do a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock. It's cracking.
No. This was after my show.
I'm just saying, it's Killer Mike, bro. Anything.
It's possible.
Anything could happen.
No, I don't think they. No, I mean, if you're hanging out with a day stripper named Candy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something went very wrong in your life, I think. And that's somebody.
I'm not going to tell you that story then.
Right. Okay. But they had the bodies in that club were so exaggerately bulbous, both breasts and ass.
Yeah.
You know, that, I mean, I felt like I was in a cartoon.
Yeah. I agree with you. The bodies these days, they're not that.
It could not have been real, many of them.
Yeah, hell no.
No, they inject.
Yeah, it's called a BBL. It's a Brazilian butt lift. And that's what, or fat transfer, like a lot of.
I feel like lift is a generous word for some of the asses I've seen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some of them will get a fat transfer, so they'll go through this process where they're like gain weight for a couple months.
Oh.
And then they'll go to a country and then they'll get all of the weight taken out of the bad places and get it put into the places that they want.
But being overweight did not seem to be an obstacle to any of these women being strippers. I mean, it did seem to be welcomed by all. It was not something that appealed to me.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these chicks, I mean, you could serve drinks on this ass and still
See, that's a compliment.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, I was going to say, and also have a room for a 3-piece band, which I don't think is a compliment.
Serving a drink on the ass is a compliment in the South.
Right, because it means that's
an ass right there. But yeah, you know.
I mean, look, there are asses that are larger than average, I'll say this, that are attractive, but they have to be like really in good shape.
Yeah, I like a toned ass. I like the legs to match the booty. That's gotta happen. Like that's a must.
What do you mean match? How can they not?
Sometimes some girls see some of those. It might have been dark in there. You might not have really seen it. Sometimes the legs look like those pool sticks, and the ass is crazy.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
We don't want to see that.
No, we don't want to see
we don't want to see that.
No,
I like a semi-athletic, natural look.
That's me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not that far apart. It
No,
seemed like you were defending the giant.
I'm a black man, so of course I love a fat old ass. Like that, I'm never gonna turn my back on that. But my personal taste,
I see,
is what I go for is a more toned, You know what
So
I mean?
you're just doing it for the people.
No, it's not for the people.
It's just you don't really like that big
It's
ass.
like it's nature, man.
You got to represent.
Nature calls, bro. See, that's not part of your nature. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You're not
Right.
naturally programmed.
No,
for
I
that
am
fat
not.
old ass. Like,
No,
me,
I am not.
it's just in me. It's like fried chicken. You know what I mean? It's like
And also, here's another reason why I'm probably the way I am. Because just as I became pubic, and I remember being, I think, age 11 when I first started to whack off and think about girls. Okay, that was just around the time that the fashion changed to very skinny girls. There was this
that makes
model
sense.
named Twiggy
Okay.
who was like the sensation. It was like called the waif look, waif being like very pale and very thin, no tits. That was the look. I didn't exactly find that hot, but the trend definitely moved toward more like very tight and toned and thin. And the generation right before, and of course kids are always going to be against whatever their prior generation was for, that was more like women who are built like for the blue flame, except of course this was the 50s and 60s. They were white.
Right.
We're talking about Marilyn Monroe
Right.
was kind of a fat ass. You know, I mean, Jane Mansfield and that. You ever watch
was
Mad
thick.
Men? The
Yeah,
redhead
it was thick.
giant ass. This was what was big back then. And so like that was to me like the last generation. I wanted the new thing, and that's probably why I'm stuck with that.
Yeah. Nah, it makes sense. It's definitely part of the programming of what you see. It's like movies or like whatever. It could be a fucking cartoon. It could be a fucking show.
Right.
Like whoever you think is hot at that time, it kind of defines that. And like I'm 35, so I grew up in the 90s, so I was seeing more like fucking Pamela Anderson, like the big
Yes.
boobs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit was cracking
Yeah,
when I
but
was
she
a
wasn't
kid.
fat.
No, she wasn't a thick girl.
No.
But she was like, yeah.
Right.
That was when the bodies were normal. They were getting plastic,
Right.
but it wasn't all the way there yet. You know? So there was still hot chicks from there, and then there was still like, you know, the
Carmen
80s
Electra.
Playboy. Yeah,
It's amazing the way America
Like those are the baddies from when I was a
decides
kid.
like a chick is like the only pretty chick in the country. And so for like 10 years,
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson is the only pretty girl.
Right.
And then it was like Carmen Electra is
Right.
the only pretty girl we can find in this entire, and they're just like, so, like we get it. She's a cute girl. There are other girls out there, but they like,
Yeah, they just key
they
in on that shit.
well, now we're in a different age. Things are more diverse. Things are better, right?
Yeah, no.
We can sing,
Kinda.
we can. Well, certainly I mean, please, were you talking about magazine, like in the 90s? I think like maybe Naomi Campbell got a cover once, or maybe not even.
Probably.
Right.
I could see that.
Things have changed enormously.
Like
since-
her and like Tyra Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tyra Banks is mostly this century.
Okay.
I mean, well, Tyra Banks, no, I take that back. She was a model in the 90s. She was in that movie, I forget. I think it wasn't Spike Lee. It was
You talking about
School Days or
it was Higher Learning.
Higher Learning.
Yeah, with Mekhi Phifer.
Yes.
And oh no, it wasn't Mekhi Phifer. It was Omar Epps.
Yes.
Yeah, yup.
Anyway, so she's been around, but like, yes, I mean, you see like all the magazines, they are trying very hard to like make up for all their years of racism with who they put on their covers and which models they featured and all that kind of stuff. Like, it is not a bad time
Yeah.
to be a black model right now.
No.
Which
I don't think hell no. I think everything is like content driven too, which is really dope. Like a lot of these women get to put their personalities out there as well as look the way they want to, which I think is cool. Because I always thought like it was cool to hear the chicks like make jokes and like when they started moving into like becoming VJs on MTV and shit like that, or like I watched wrestling growing up too, so you started to see like hella like female wrestlers and shit like that too. So it was like, it's cool to just see them branch out and do boss shit and be hot. I like that.
Military kids,
Yeah.
in my experience, always like, they're usually better educated. They're usually like polite. You know, there's just something about a military dad. They just don't take shit. You know, because the military it attracts people who like something orderly, regimented. They know, you know, you can advance if you do this, you do this, do this. You follow orders. You know, you give orders. You know, it's like there are rules, and I feel like I see that in you.
My parents fucking hated the military.
Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.